We are live. Welcome, everybody. We've been a talkative crowd today, trust me.
I don't think anybody's going to talk today. We're just going to
I
sit
don't
here for
think
2
so.
hours.
I think the thing is everybody's afraid to talk today. I think that's what it is. Because there's so much pent-up emotion from last week. At least that's my theory. But a lot of things happened last week, right? So, what happened? Do you want to talk about what happened last week? I'm the DM. I would make it get a pass, so. Got stuck on MK this time.
Dang, I wasn't looking. I didn't realize you were doing the nose thing. Crap. Oh, all right. Oh. So, last week we decided, hey, let's go to this super evil-sounding information broker named Shemeshka. So we show up at Shemeshka's place, and she's like, "Yeah, whatever. Let's talk." And so we spent a long time deliberating what questions we would ask. And in the end, we ended up asking 2 questions instead of 3 for the price of part of Ilya's soul, which is weird, but okay. And then we got our answers about something about mortuary and dead people, mystery. I'm doing good, right? And then and then now we are saving our 3rd question for when we know we'll need it. So now we have this cool key that we can, I don't know what door it goes to, but it'll send us to Shemeshka, which is pretty cool. And at the end of last week's episode, Colias stayed behind to talk to Shemeshka and get answers about her super secret D&D secret. And then she made a deal that she had to hurt one of her party members. And so then, at the very end of the episode, Colias cast Finger of Death on Kahareth. Big sad.
Right. I think it's funny because we talked about like all the things that happened and not really like what was gained by the things that happened. Like during the weeks, of course, you know. Like, what did we learn from Chemesca? Well, we didn't talk about it. It was like, man, Colias fucked up Kahareth, didn't she? It's like about all we talked about.
Well, that's the most surprising part of the information. I think the rest of it was kind of like more confirmation of things we already kind of guessed at least as one of the possibilities of what happened.
There's one thing that we learned that was very important that we had no idea of yet, and that was that Eliath might have been part of the Transcendent Order, which is kind of a big deal.
Which Chemesca claimed was perhaps behind the missing people in the city, aka the people that were gone missing and have come back from the dead, supposedly. And you also learned, I think, a little bit about the Plane of Dreams and how you might be able to take some sort of control, especially considering your attachment with Eliath in the realm that you all of you, I should say, but definitely Colias and Nyx seem to get pulled into, who have some sort of tether to it, and how perhaps they can control it to some degree. And as MK said, Colias learned a little bit about her past and who might be able to help her out. Which I think are all very, very important things.
Yes, but we wouldn't have actually talked about that.
No. But anybody who watched might have. I think for an instant we're going to step out of Sigil just for a moment. We're going to move past it, past the transitive planes, out towards the prime material. We're not going to focus on a particular world, not Toril, not Kryn or Oerth or anything in particular, but deep in the Phlogiston. We see these rivers of sorts that flow of energy between different crystal spheres out in what is considered space. And at some very distant crystal sphere of unknown origin, you see a massive creature sitting just outside of one. As large as a planet, and a writhing mess of tentacles pouring from it. And they beat against the shell of this crystal sphere with anger, rage, and determination. As large cracks form within the structure, this essence, this fuel of sorts, begins to pour into the crystal sphere and surround the sun of this poor solar system that instantly ignites, setting the whole of it ablaze. And millions of people perish. And though we don't know them, a power, a deity on a distant plane, suddenly loses all of his followers. Anyone that ever worshipped or knew about him, gone in an instant. And that husk was once a powerful deity, lies dormant and dead, floating among the astral planes. Nothing more than for some poor denizen to make home on, build a keep on, and ride this poor thing's corpse. Some sort of holiday retreat or homestead to raise their families upon. Moving from this corpse here, we bring ourselves back into Sigil and seeing the body of Colias tucked tightly against Ilya's breast. Still breathing, still signs of life within her, but her skin charred, still some smoke wafting off of her burnt dress. You get that scent of burnt hair, burnt cloth filling your nostrils. You almost taste it against the back of your tongue. And we see Arphef, who's just sort of looking around dazed, staring into a room full of bones, where the Akonaloth Shemeska once stood. And the pain-racked body of Kahareth walking away from the scene with Nyx quick in tow. So, where would you all like to start today?
I'm essentially going to silently follow Kahareth, so it's up to him where he goes.
Well, I am still very moist eyes and a dazed look on his face. Kahareth, I'm walking like maybe aimlessly, but I do know where I am, and I know that I'm close to actually where I would think I would like to go. So the daze will clear somewhat, and instead of the aimless walking, they will start walking with more of a purpose. But then he'll see Nyx. I'll see Nyx. Presumably, are you trying to hide or anything?
No, I'm just I'm about probably a step behind you to your right, just silently walking.
So I'll notice, and I'll stop walking and say, Tabitha, Nix, I don't know who you are.
The same
And
person
I don't-
I've been, Kahareth.
I don't feel like that's true. I don't know what's true. I know that I can't implicitly trust the folks who I've been with the last couple days. I need a minute. So
I understand. So I'm still the same person. It just now you know what I really look like. That's it. And I will take that as my dismissal, essentially, and walk towards my home. When I get around a corner, I will change my face.
Okay.
And my cloak color. And my footsteps, actually, just because. Why the heck not?
Okay. Do both of you put the laughing sounds of the Court of the Jester behind you? As you're walking out, you see Shemeska once again entertaining around her, paying you no mind as if you had never met before. Karl's going one way, Nick's the other. Ilya, you have...
If I can still see them down the way at this point, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking nightmare to get everybody back together.
Most likely. Yes, you sort of watch out and watch them separate, holding Colias still, who is unconscious in your arms.
I'm gonna set Colias down and kind of prop her up on my knee so that her head doesn't hit the ground. And then take off my bag and pull out 50 foot of hempen rope. And then I'm gonna start making a series of very intricate slip knots in them all.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like there's a part of it that's woven and doubled back a couple ways. And after I'm done creating this thing, I'm going to start slipping it around Colias, where her butt is on this like seat swing made of rope, and her wrists are in the slip knots, and so are her ankles are in some more. And I'm gonna be like, Arphef, help me out with this. And I'm gonna try to pull her up on my back and wear her like a backpack.
Okay. So the two of you manage fairly easily to get Colias lifted up on your shoulders, and this makeshift whatever you want to call this.
Papoose.
Sure. Colias, why don't you go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Okay. Ooh, I got an 8.
Okay. We'll discuss the results later. So where are you going to go?
I tie the harness around on my chest so that I can have my hands free and continue to do stuff. So I'm just like walking down the street now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be actually headed towards the market ward, explaining to Arphef as I go, they might have fucked off, but there's still work to be done and it's early in the day. So I'm going to do the rest of it, I guess.
Okay. Who do we go to first here?
So, let's see. I will definitely need. There's a small list of stuff that I want to grab, including extra blankets, journals, pens and ink, lavender incense, and needle and thread, and potentially a small watermelon or a large apple. And
Okay.
I will also be attempting to locate a place within the Great Bazaar that does pastries.
Very particular list. Okay. let us go ahead and we'll swing back to Kahareth. Sort of on autopilot, I would say at this point. I know where you're going. I'm just trying to get this picture of Kahareth, like the way he's carrying himself, and I always imagine Kahareth with like this large smile, usually, or some sort of upbeat demeanor to him. I'm assuming I'm incorrect in that at this point.
He would not have a smile. That's accurate. Normally, if he were to pass someone on the street, which is probably not a whole lot of people on these streets, he would try to make eye contact and greet them. But right now, his eyes are on the ground, and he's not frowning. He's not, but he's definitely not smiling.
Okay.
But the Palace of the Jester is just a few blocks down from the barracks, which is the headquarters of the Harmonium, and that is where I am headed.
Okay. And this is quite the structure, if I remember correctly. Multi-leveled, but open. We should say it's not like it's like a closed-off area per se, because the Harmonium, they're the police. What do they have to hide? Well, not that they have to flaunt their power by any means, but. And you probably see a couple faces you've run across. I mean, Sigil is a large place, but there's always intermingling of different departments or tiers, as it were. Where are you going inside this?
So I'll pass through the main gate, and the guards and the open courtyard. And I'm heading towards one of the towers, where there is a library and a shrine. The shrine is my destination.
Okay.
But I will be with the expectation that there are folks here who know me and would be accustomed to me greeting them. I will instead be walking very swiftly and with a purpose, so as not to be interrupted.
Okay. So your footsteps quickly carry you to the shrine, just outside of the Factal's offices. And it's not uncommon to see, I think her name is Faith, if I remember correctly, sort of this human priestess dressed in these crimson and golden sort of robes. It's not gaudy per se, but it's definitely flashy. And she seems to be in study for the time being. That she worships this deity called Saint Cuthbert. Not highly sought in these areas, but she seems to be quite devout towards him. But she's always been a friendly face, well loved really among your fellow Harmonium officers, and always greets you with a warm smile as you enter the sanctuary. Her face sort of softens when she sees you, as if reading the trouble etched in your creases of your face. She stands, sort of tucking the book underneath of her arm.
And so I will since I was walking with a purpose and definiteness, I sort of just barged into the shrine area.
Okay.
And it's probably a place of peaceful, a respite, away from any other things. Just not expecting anyone else to be in there at the moment. So as I barge in and I see Faith, I will be lost for words for a second. I'll be like, sorry, Mistress Faith. I didn't expect anyone else to be here.
She gives you that soft, knowing smile, seeing how flustered you are with your actions. It's all right. Do you need some time to yourself? Yeah. You seem to be in a hurry.
Well, I came here to be alone, but maybe I could use some advice.
Sure. She sort of takes you by the arm, leading you towards a couple of chairs. It's a very peaceful aura about the place, as you had mentioned. It's very comfortable, very cozy. And she sits with the book folded on her lap, still smiling at you. She has these cerulean eyes that just sort of like peer straight through you. What is on your mind? Exactly.
Well, Mistress, I don't necessarily know a whole lot about your faith, but I can't imagine it's all that different than mine. And I follow a path of light. And I've always thought that, folks beneath everything, whatever else they are redeemable. There isn't anything such as a lost cause, or everyone can be set upon the path of light. At least that's what I thought. I know that there are these groups out there who teach different things, but it's, the people are people. It doesn't matter what the groups they belong to are. It's just, if we can just be kind to each other, and I mean that'll fix a whole lot. But I've been traveling with these folks for the last couple of days, and I have found that the faith that I have put in them may not have been well placed. And I don't know how to process that. I've never been in a situation where I have been open like that to folks, and then had them not reciprocate that.
First off, I'd like to say in all my time, I don't think I've ever met anyone who isn't capable of redemption. I know that may sound sort of hokey, but a lot of people have done a lot of bad things. And very few things is anything that somebody can't come back from in some way or another. I always thought redemption is not just about survival for our own souls. It's just sort of a revival of these souls inside of us that we always thought dead, or... She sort of looks in you in the eyes. I'm not sure if you're looking for forgiveness for whoever wronged you, or forgiveness towards yourself, Kahareth. My infinite experience, she sort of laughs. Forgiveness has never been about the other person. It's always been for the person, you. Do you feel guilty?
I think I feel lost.
You're just searching for some purpose.
Well, that's the thing. I had one. I had a purpose, and it was in my hands, and it feels like it just dissolved. Like I was holding this very real thing. It existed. I mean, it's what we all fight for. You know, we get up every morning and we just try to make the world a better place. And I had that, and it just feels like it just dissolved in a second.
Perhaps your purpose was misguided? Well, what do you feel your purpose was? Was it leading others? Spreading joy, spreading hope, spreading your faith? To what end would you be doing those things for?
Well, my father taught me that we can just, there are great things that we can all accomplish. Or maybe not all of us, but some folks can accomplish great things. But everyone can accomplish small things. And I thought that by, just trying to reduce, some of the suffering in some places, that it could have an effect. That, the kindness from a stranger could be repaid to another stranger, and so on. And in that way, just make things a little bit better.
So your faith is building on what you know is here in hopes that you can reach what you know is there? Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, mistress, you lost me there.
You know that there's these small joys and small wonders in this world. You know that they're here. And you keep building upon those and building upon those and building upon those so that you can reach something that is greater than that. Something that you know is out there to be reached. Kahareth, what was happened for you to get to this point? Let me ask that. Maybe I can better understand.
Well, I don't know how much you are apprised of the ongoings out in the greater sigil, but there have been some folks that I have been led to believe were dying under mysterious causes, and out in the hive, it's pretty bad, worse than most places. But my superior there tasked me with getting to the bottom of it, figuring out what was causing these things. It's a big task and not something that someone can do alone. So I've been working with a group of folks to see if we could get to the bottom of it all. One of them I've known since even before I arrived here in the City of Doors. But only recently did I learn that who I knew, the identity that I knew, was a disguise. And I know folks have reasons, and it's selfish to insist that someone be completely honest with you at all times. It's not a realistic thing, I don't think.
Not always, no.
It hurt a little bit learning that, but that wasn't the end of everything. That's just a little bump in the road. But one of these other folks, I felt particularly protective of, because she's seen of all the folks traveling together, the most vulnerable or prone to a quick end. But it was her, the one who I had been protecting, who wounded me very deeply. And I mean that in a literal sense. She cast some sort of terrible spell that was very painful. And I don't know why. I was, in fact, at that moment, I was, again, worried about her safety and trying to get to her. But when the barrier was removed, at that same moment, this great pain was put upon me. And I don't feel that I've gotten much closer to solving this problem of the deaths. And I wonder if I've just been blinded by the folks I've surrounded myself with. That
I'm not a huge believer that we just meet people by accident. I'm curious as to whether your friend had reason. I'm also curious as to whether they had choice. From what you've told me, they were blocked off from you. And very close to you. Yes, we all wear masks. Sort of have to nowadays, but Kahareth. Can't lose faith because of one person. Many people are going to come into your life and they're going to hurt you. Doesn't mean you stop. Doesn't mean you give up. What is that saying? If you're going through hell, just keep going. You're stronger than any scars that you're going to accumulate along the way, Kahareth. I promise you that. You might just take a second to think about why things occurred, if there was purpose behind them, because not all things are done because they are willed upon you. You just can't let this pain, you can't let this damage to you control you. You have to keep doing what you feel is right. If that means building upon this legacy, one that you and your father both seem to live by, then damn it, that's what you need to keep on doing. Because if you stop any time anyone crosses your path that counteracts that, pardon my language, but then what the fuck are you doing with yourself? If you want to be this light in the darkness, and go be the light in this darkness, okay?
Yes, Mr. Space.
Because damn it, if any place needs it, it's out here. Especially in the hive of all places. You were put there for a purpose, you know that, right?
I think so.
I know so. I might know a thing or two about how this whole faction runs, after all. So, let go. Try to understand what's happened. And don't let this stop you from being who you are, Kahareth. Most of all, be kind. That's what separates you from so many others around here. Okay.
Thank you, mistress.
She takes your hand and squeezes it and slowly stands. I will give you the section here for now if you'd like to sit in peace and think.
I would like that very much.
I will tell everyone to let you be until you're ready to come back out. She sort of messes your hair a little bit and leans down and gives you a kiss on the forehead. Everything will be fine. Even when it doesn't seem it's going to be. She turns and walks, closing the doors of the sanctuary behind her. Nyx. Returning home.
Mm-hmm.
The long walk. What face are you wearing?
Nyx has long, black, curly hair. She looks possibly half-elven. Shorter, pointy ears. Pale skin, dark eyes. Nothing particularly striking in her appearance. She has a dark purple cloak. She keeps her hood down for now, and she actually walks really slow compared to normally. Bit more of a paranoid gait to it, but slow, eyes scanning the roofs like normal. Looking for any danger.
Oh, Nick's always being careful. Always on watch. You're not seeing any threats by any means. You've been in this area too many times. You know which streets to walk, which to avoid, which alleys to escape down of just in case.
I will essentially just go straight back to my room. And if nothing's there, no one's there or anything when I get back, I will just have a mental breakdown for a few hours.
And you will do that. Well, you would if you were alone.
Cool.
Which you are not.
Who's there when I get it back?
It looks to be the frame of a 12, 13-year-old child. The tattered hood. Sort of sitting cross-legged on the bed. Looks up at you as you walk in with those yellow eyes. Looks vaguely familiar. It's the one that almost destroyed your entire party. Not but a couple sessions ago.
What do you want?
He smiles. As he talks, he has this almost serpentine black tongue that sort of rolls from his lips. He wasn't very happy when you all forced him out. You know that, right?
Well, that sucks to be him, huh?
Oh. But he's got other ways of communicating with you. Such as myself.
Great. So, what did he send you to say, Songbird?
Songbird.
What, does he not give you names?
He liked you. That's why he let you live the other day. Please. He sort of gets up off the bed and moves from it. Please, have a seat. Let us have a dialogue.
One hand on either sword at my waist. I come in and I shut the door with my foot, and I stand behind it. I think I'll stand. Thanks.
The last time that you all spoke, he said a few things that you know he was correct about, right?
You know, sometimes it's hard to tell between all the bullshit.
They will try to take your power. Oh, I believe that your friend, Ilya, was the one that had to experience that. But Shemeska tried real damn hard to take the tall drink of waters instead, did she not? And number two, they will betray you. I think that your little friend Colias spoke volumes on that, did she not?
I don't know what happened in that room. So I couldn't say.
As Eliath would say, Delansor never lied to him, and he would never lie to anyone else. And it seems that his truths have come bare to witness by your own eyes. And whatever face you're wearing today, they're going to denounce you for it. And you're going to be alone. And that's not a theory, that's a fact. He's going to offer you one last time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this the offer? Because he can go fuck himself.
Perhaps you'd like to go speak with him yourself, then.
No, I'm good.
He leans closer, and you can see that long black tongue sort of swirling in the air as he speaks. He's coming for you. And you don't have anyone around you to protect you this time.
Well, then I guess he's gonna get me, huh? I should be really scared, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you probably should be.
I'm not. Can't really take anything else from me, so. As you can see, this is where I'm living. It's great.
Oh, my dear,
So,
there's
yeah.
so many things much worse than death, trust me. And you're going to experience every little one of them.
Kind of lean in a little close to him, too. I said, bring it on, bitch.
Make me a perception check.
Ooh, that's good. 24.
Now roll me some initiative.
Aw, damn it. Wasted that above 10. That would be a 7.
Okay, I will be going first then. So you see the crooked smile on his face sort of part. And his jaw unhinges. These razor teeth lashing out towards you. The black tongue looking to wrap around your throat. Okay. That was a natural 20, by the way.
Well, shit.
This could be really bad. Okay, it's going to be 36 points of piercing damage,
Perfect.
and you are restrained.
That's great.
It is your turn.
All right. I would like you to make me a wisdom save, please.
A wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
That will be a 16.
Damn it. Okay. I tried to cast Dissonant Whispers.
Of course you did.
Yes. Starts humming along a little bit. Realizes that it's not working and just continues to starts struggling a little bit to get free. But I don't think there's anything else I can do on my turn.
So you cast your spell and you begin to try to whisper these things, and your throat is filled with blood from these canines that have pierced your throat. It becomes like a muffled gurgle as this foamy mix of blood and saliva pour forth from your lips. Well, that wasn't a natural 20 this time, at least. But it will be a 18 to hit.
Yes. And it doesn't really matter what you roll because it's going to be more than 3.
Okay. So that is going to be 18 points of piercing damage.
Yep, I'm out.
And you are unconscious. You find yourself in blackness. Your eyes fluttering open, laying on your bed, blood soaked through your clothing and through the bed itself. And with very painful reminders from your neck down across your shoulder. It seems whatever this was left you alive. And you have that gnawing feeling that something or someone is going to be back for you again.
I will start cleaning myself up. We're going to start there. And then I'm going to start packing.
Okay. Ilya.
Meanwhile, I'm buying cookies.
Meanwhile, in the market.
It's a great day.
Delicious.
Just looking for a watermelon. Okay. So the minor items that you are looking to acquire, even if they're not exactly a watermelon or apple or whatever it is, I don't think it's of great importance to try to figure out what they are exactly, but it's for a few copper commons, it's easily procured, especially in a bazaar of this size, with the access that it has to all the outer planes. You have no trouble really finding any of the mundane things that you're looking for.
Word.
What of your list would you consider personally something that would be of more trouble to acquire?
Yeah, so after I made sure that I had the cookies first, I've got them bundled in 2 different bundles, and I've only got 1 out now. And I'm going through the busy bazaar, hunting for this person that I know.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like a human. And her name is Grendola, and she's usually hanging out in shady corners. She has different corners, but I'll try out them all.
Okay. Let's see how long it takes you to find her. About an hour into looking for Grendola, you can feel the body of Colias moving against your back for the first time. There's a soft moan of ache that sort of resonates off your back. It can almost like vibrate you. And Colias, you are finally starting to come to, and you're just sort of like feel like this motion of where you're being walked. Definitely not comfortable either, because you're like strapped to her. There's probably a little bit of rope burn, actually, probably around your wrists, maybe around your waist at this point. You're in a lot of pain. Kind of discombobulated to where you're at currently. But you definitely smell that familiar. You carry like all kinds of weird shit, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I couldn't even begin to think about all the weird shit that it always has upon her person. But you all have traveled enough together to where you have that sense, and the softness of her hair against your face, and you sort of just relax against her. But you're conscious, and you're capable of speech, and slowly beginning to understand what's going on around you.
Okay. So Colias will say, "Can you please just like walk a little more gently, just a little gentler."
Good morning, Coco.
Good morning.
We're in the
then-
bazaar.
Oh no. And then slowly, the time, the place, everything is gonna come back to her, I would presume. What day is it?
It's the same day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where's Kahareth?
He ran off.
Good.
Nyx also ran off,
Excellent. Not
Yeah.
okay.
right?
All right.
Arphef's like, I'm still here.
You're my boy. True blue.
And Colias is going to just kind of, after hearing Kahareth is alive, just kind of relax. Is this constricting? Is this particular position
I
constricting?
tried very hard to make it comfortable. I made you like a swing seat and stuff.
Swing.
The arms and the legs are just so that you don't move so much.
Okay. So yeah, no, I'm gonna be carried. Because Kahareth is alive.
Okay.
I would not have known that.
So, you find your friend Grendela. Finally, another hour later, after searching from corner to corner, she set up a small little bazaar, or a small little stand, with her very odd array of goods that she tends to carry. Doesn't get a lot of business, but the business she gets has purpose. A lot of shady things, or a lot of spell components that might be hard to acquire, or goods that for some reason might not be entirely legal within the city itself. But she's kind of a strange person. People tend to leave her alone at that rate. She acts borderline psychotic at times, but you know better that there's some intelligence behind it. But she's sort of like quickly moving among her things, seeing you walk up, seeing a potential customer. What are you going to say to her? Yes.
I lean forward on the table. I am interested in your special stock.
Sort of leans up, looking at your eye, into your eye. What special stock exactly?
Do you have any tempo cumulus?
You're not the fuzz, are you?
No. So far from that. No.
She slowly leans back. It's a strange backpack you've got there.
Ah, thanks. It's new.
How many commons?
Looking for like, I don't know, 12 ounces.
No, I mean for your backpack. How many?
Oh, no. That's it's personalized.
Hey.
Oh, for
I'm
fuck's
not
sake,
for
it's
sale.
alive too. Oh, right. 12 ounces. So, sort of looks down, and she produces this sticky, tarry-looking liquid, and it's I want to say it's a flask per se. A round bottle with just the tiniest cork on the top of it. And as she moves it, it doesn't really move like liquid should. It's more like honey. It's that sort of, that very viscosity of it. It's all got left. 100. No, 150 comments.
Okay, all right. I know you're gouging me for a fact. You were about to say 100. You were ready to sell for 100.
I was going to say 100 gold, actually, but...
All right, look, I don't even have that much on me, and it's going to a really good cause.
Well, I'm known for charity cases around here.
Well, how about you interested in surviving in the universe? Is that not a cause we can all get behind?
You and every other prime that comes through here has some fucking
Yeah, but
sob
I mean
story
it.
about, I'm saving the world.
I mean it, though.
Especially them fuckers from Toril, every one of them.
I'm no primer. I know what
Demons
I'm
are
talking
invading
about.
our lands. Giants are invading our land. It's same fucking story every time.
80.
Hmm.
80, and here are some delicious chocolate cookies.
Are you trying to bribe me?
It is a gift saying I appreciate the business that you've given me in the past. I think you're a wise and clever person, and I want to show my appreciation.
Oh, you're such a kiss ass. You know that.
Stop.
It wasn't a compliment. She picks them up. What'd you lace them with?
Well, that's for you. I mean, you go for it. You pick your own poison there. I wouldn't presume. It'd be very arrogant of me, I think.
Sarah, she reaches on the table and pulls a strap on one of her bags and just dumps the whole tray in there. Seals it back up again.
So,
Fine.
yeah. 80? Yeah.
Fine.
And
80
repeat
commons.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, if you're saving the world, I hope we'll have repeat business.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to win. I'm the best. Can't stop me.
Just out of curiosity, where is this so-called world-changing event going to happen at?
Do you really want to know that?
Well, I mean, if it's going to be here, obviously I don't want to stay here.
Well, I don't think so, but like it could happen everywhere all at once.
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some freaky shit.
Bunch of strange fuckers around here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pack my bags and going back to Ribcage where I belong.
All right. Well, yeah, that's probably for the best, just for the time being. We'll have it handled in like a month or two, I'm sure. Anyways, here's your money.
She takes it, weighs it, quickly opens the sack and dumps the whole thing in there again, seals it back up. Anything else?
Did you give me the stuff? I'm just gonna...
She gingerly holds it forward towards you.
I gingerly take it. And slip it into some secret pocket.
Now, you got to be careful with that stuff. You can't be jumping around and falling over, you know.
I will do my
It
very
could
best.
explode at any moment.
I would like to be put down now.
Okay. There you go.
Freedom!
All right, well, have fun, Ribcage. See you later. Or not.
She just sort of like grunts as you begin to walk off, and you start to hear her like folding up this table like almost immediately. Hearing all these wares going back, clattering into this bag of hers that seems to have no real bottom to it. She just keeps throwing things into it constantly over and over again before picking the whole sack up and slinging it over her shoulder and walking away.
What a nice lady. How you doing, Coco?
I'm in a lot of pain for some reason, but I'm pretty sure we'll get through this. Where is everybody else now?
I don't know. They went separate directions. I intended to go back to Nyx's place when we were done here.
Okay.
The map shop was right over there. I was going to quickly ask them if they could identify the squiggly line thing. and then
Ooh.
we're done here.
Good. Let's go.
Okay.
You're going to a map shop.
Yes, it's called Maranto's Map Shop, and it is
Maranto's.
very nearby.
Okay. I'm just deciding whether we need to actually roleplay this moment or not.
The rest of the cookies were for the clerk there.
You're definitely just sweetening everybody up.
Yep. This is how one survives.
This is how one survives. Okay. So you enter the shop. There's a little dangle of the bell as you enter. And that smell of parchment, of ink, almost like an old library, wafts through the air. And there's a single figure behind this large table with these maps unfurled before it. Very similar to what Gedremath was, the barrier. Sort of leaned over it. Little glasses just on the end of his nose, looking over top of it, making the most intricate little lines with his fingers as he looks over this unrolled piece of vellum.
I'm very tempted to sneak up behind him and spook him, but I won't. I'll just go.
Yes, I heard the door. What do you wish?
Well, I brought you snacks. They're chocolate chip cookies.
Well,
They're from Ambrose's. I hear that place is really good.
please keep them away from the maps.
I'll just put them over here for you. Just a quick question. I was wondering if you, who obviously knows so much about all of this and representation in doodles for places and things, and so I was wondering if you could answer a quick question for me, and then I'll get out of your hair. And that question is, have you ever seen a symbol to represent the plane of fire?
Of course I have.
Is it a bunch of horizontal squiggly lines?
It really depends on the origins of your society, your anthropological backgrounds. There's a lot of different factors in tow regarding this.
Well, here you go. I still have this paper. This is what we saw, and I'll slip it to him.
He sort of pushes it up with his finger. Very primitive. Yes, I've seen it before. Where was that at? Very primordial origins, we should say. Very ancient uses of it. You can see by the very curves of the lines, and he goes off on this fucking tangent about just the way people make squigglies for like at least 5 minutes. I don't know personally. What you're gathering is it's a very old script, probably dating back to the earliest parts of known existence out here. Definitely a primordial origin. I don't know what that exactly, because there's like aquatic and there's...
Ignan.
Yeah,
Terran.
yes, it's very, very old script.
But you do think that this is in representation of the plane of fire, right?
Oh, most definitely, yes.
You are a world saver. Worlds, plural. You will never know the greatness that you have done today. I hope you like the cookies.
I don't subject myself to such flatteries, but I suppose I appreciate the gesture.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to work. I'm sure you're very focused and you're in the zone, so I will just peace out. See ya.
And he sort of just like waves as he keeps working, dipping the quill in the ink and going back about what he was working again.
Once we exit the shop, I'm just be like, oh my god, I hate talking to people so much. I need to bathe. Okay, all right, back to Nyx's.
Okay, Kahareth. You've spent your time alone. So now what?
So I feel like I still need time apart. Like time will heal wounds. I am open to that while I consider Mistress Faith's advice. So in the interim, I'm going to walk out into the library and see first if I recognize anyone, and if not, find a librarian of sorts.
Okay. You do not recognize a particular librarian that is here today. Definitely the posture and the garb give it away that they are probably some sort of scholar who's working here today. Is there something particular you're looking for, or?
Well, I will approach the scholar.
Okay.
Okay. Oh.
So this Asmodean tiefling, this very deep, almost like a clay colored skin, the deep orange maroons, turns and smiles at you. Just that scent of sulfur still in the air from their very essence, their very being there. But a very friendly smile and a slight bow of the head. Oh, Master, what can I help you with today?
Good day. My name is Kahareth Khoratari, and I'm on I've been assigned a mission by Factor Jeremiah to get down to the bottom of some evil doings, as you are.
Oh.
And I need, and I'm hoping you can help me find, a way to appear dead for a period of time.
Oh. Appear dead for a period of time. Oh, that's so tragic. Well, he sort of picks up a book from the shelf, several racks down from him, flipping through it. There is particular incantations. Yes. This one in particular, it feigns death. Makes your body look like that it's dead. Lack of all vital signs. Pretty indiscernible from a corpse. If you want to go that route, at least magic-wise, that could be an option. Of course, there are all drugs and other poisons out there that have very similar effects, but they're very unreliable. Depending on who you get them from, the source, someone might give you a bad dose, if you know what I mean.
All right. Well, so I'm trying to. What I'm looking to do is get into the mortuary. I understand there's some goings-ons there that require a closer look, and I reckon that being dead, I'd have a good chance of getting in there undetected. That spell there you mentioned, how long does that last?
That's a good question. Let me research my Serpentium here. And go to the right edition. There we go. That should last about an hour or two, I believe.
Am I
Came here to break shit. Now I have.
You have definitely broke shit.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
should we do a shuffle?
Yeah. Just leave yours on, Aras.
Yep.
Casey, Karl, and MK. Perfect. Okay.
All right. Well, that sounds good. A couple hours. That's probably more than I need.
Do you have any sort of group you're working with? Colleagues? I mean, there's probably easier ways to get in other than just laying around on the street hoping someone eventually picks you up after all. Perhaps somebody can call the collectors on your behalf.
Yeah, that would be good if get some folks to call the collectors. Obviously, we want to. I've been in there before, so getting in is not the end goal. It's getting in and being left alone. So yeah, I'm not exactly working with anyone locally here to get this done. But if you know someone that could cast this spell, I can see if I can take care of the rest.
Oh, I'm sure we can find someone to make arrangements for you. And I believe there is a particular person out in the Hive Ward who is specialized in these sort of illusions, illusory magic. I suggest going back there, and we can make sure that we get in contact with you there. You just need to let us know when you plan on undertaking this task.
Well, I'll head there directly then.
Wonderful. Let me get a hold of somebody. We'll send out our little message spells because we enjoy those so much, and we will make sure someone is waiting on your behalf there.
I really appreciate it.
And you're going to head out, I assume?
Yep.
Okay. Let me figure out something here. Because we had an unconscious Nyx, and we have a group heading towards her direction. So we'll see.
Carry the one.
Yeah.
Square root of pi.
Okay, here's a question. Nyx, do you want to be black or blue?
The dice to my right are blue, so blue.
Blue? Okay. You are going to be unconscious way longer than it takes for them to get there.
Perfect.
So, you will not be waking up in packing bags.
Awesome. I don't think I locked my door.
I don't think you did either.
No. Nyx wanted to be able to get out if she needed to, and not just through the window.
Truth. So, Arphef and Ilya and Colias takes you a couple hours, but you do manage to find your way back to the inn, I suppose, the tavern, whichever it is that Nyx has her little safe house above. Are you going right up to her door? Are you waiting
just walking
for
straight beeline.
Okay.
Open the door.
Go ahead and give me a perception before you do that. And Colias, you can do that as well if you'd like.
Oh no. That's a 1. 7
Okay.
total.
Beautiful.
I got a 17.
A 17. Awesome. So, Colias, you see it reaching for the door, about ready to push it open. And what you see just on the edges under the door, you do see what appears to be some sort of crimson fluid, which is leaked out from under the door.
Am I opening the door or is Ilya opening the door?
I believe it Ilya was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Colias is gonna point and go, "Holy shit!" and immediately draw her rapier.
Okay. Yeah. I'll pull out
Are
my
you
bow.
still being carried?
No, I was put down
Okay.
because of the terrifying goo that she is now holding.
Just checking.
And then I just boot the door open, the flat of my boot.
Okay. Doesn't take much. The door swings open violently, crashing against the wall. What is before you is a massive puddle of blood. And you see where a body has been dragged from it, and you see the body of a dark-haired woman.
Wouldn't it
Laying-
revert back to Nyx's normal form?
I don't know
if
how it
she's
works now that
unconscious?
she's
I think it's a
unconscious.
conscious, like, decision thing.
Would it be like her normal form,
Yeah.
or her
well, like
default form?
her like natural state of white hair.
Okay, so
Pale,
her
pale skin.
changeling form.
Yeah.
So you would see silver-haired, pale-skinned woman laying in the bed, and Ilya. And I'm not sure if Colias has seen.
Everyone has.
Has everybody seen you that way?
Mhm.
And you both have seen Nyx, who's laying on the bed. It looks like she's been dragged there with a massive wound running along her neck and her shoulder. It's not bleeding currently, but it looks like she has lost quite a bit of blood.
Yeah, I immediately rush over to the bed, kneel over her, and check her out and make sure she's not, like, losing life and stuff. It seems like she's not.
It does not appear to be. Her breath is shallow. Her heart is still beating fairly strong, though. I would say she looks even more pale than normal, but that might be a stretch. But just from the pallor of her cheeks, there's not as much blood flow running through them.
Do I have my spell slots back, or have I not, like, had a long rest?
You're
okay.
You're empty. Yeah.
There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, you are empty.
Arphef, you want to go get some water? I'll stay here.
I can't do a Jeff voice. So Arphef, just sort of wide-eyed, acknowledges it and starts bounding down the steps. Doesn't take him long to return with. He brings some water and some rags with him. Sort of rushing over to you. Arphef is a war cleric. He should have a cure spell, but I could be wrong. Let me check his character sheet while you guys do what you're going to do.
Yeah, I'll pull her head up and clean her off where I can.
Okay.
Just so that she doesn't have blood all over the side of her face.
Wonderful.
Maybe get her out of the stuff that's leaked since she's been in bed.
Oh, he does have cure wounds. Wonderful.
I am so not getting my deposit back on this place.
Yeah.
Yes, sold your streaks. Okay. 30. God, that's not a very good spell. So you get 7 hit points back.
Yay!
So you are back to consciousness as Arphef lays his hands just on the curve of her neck. You see the flesh begin to slowly knit itself, becoming that almost pale red hue of new skin. It's a bit different with the way that Nyx's flesh truly is, but it's knitted new flesh. Bleeding has completely stopped at this point, and there's a deeper inhale of breath that envelops in her lungs. Nyx, you slowly come to consciousness with that coppery taste of blood still in the back of your throat. You see Ilya and Arphef and Colias sort of looking over top of you.
Hey, pretty lady.
I immediately panicked because the last thing I saw was that thing with its tongue around my neck. Immediately just like start backing up.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It's okay. Everything's fine, I think.
Why are you here?
Because I thought this is where you were gonna be. And then, hey, I was right.
Also, what happened? Oh my god.
Yeah. Good point.
Ow. Thank you, Arphef. Well, I got back and that mage monster thing was here. He said he was a messenger for Goliath and asked me to join him again, and I said no. And I didn't have enough time to get my blades out.
I'm going to start looking around immediately because I know that he can turn invisible. I'm like touching the air everywhere.
Okay. It just sort of sprawls out, reaching in every direction. Obviously, you don't find anything. All you really see are some muddled footprints exiting the room itself. They look like normal boots, really.
Noted. How are you, though? Nyx, are you alright? Obviously not, but how can we help you?
I was just gonna go.
You wanna head back to my crib? It's not much, but it is shelter.
I kind of like side-eye Colias. I don't know about that. Maybe I'll find somewhere else to be for a while.
Is it about Kahareth? And Colias is floundering, kind of trying to she's connecting the dots of oh shit, the ripples of my actions, and kind of.
He was trying to get to you through that door, and we couldn't. And then you opened the door, and you almost kill him.
I'm sorry. I made a deal with Shemeshka, and I figured if I made it the first thing that I did, it would be the easiest. So I did it. It was the first thing.
I'm not the one you need to apologize to. But you made me uneasy.
And with that, she's defeated, in a way, because she doesn't know how to navigate her way around this sort of situation.
Okay, all right.
I will start to move to clean myself up a little bit more and start cleaning up my room.
Colias, it's very obvious that you made a deal with Shemeshka, that we saw the contract vanish in her talons after you did the thing and you were passed out, so you didn't know. We saw the contract being burned up. Perhaps it would enlighten us as to what could have been worth what you did if you let us in on what the contract was for. What'd you get out of it?
I mean, I guess you guys kind of have to know, since now I've got like a job to do eventually someday. And with that, she physically sits down, because it's better to give news sitting down, I guess. I'm like 82 years old.
What?
I'm about 82 years. It's been a while. You have a lot of birthdays you don't really remember, but
I don't look surprised at all.
And she's just kind of like, I was cursed a long time ago by my mother, who wanted me to work for her forever, and it was horrible and awful, and I hated it. And then she died, and that was great. And now I've just been looking for a cure ever since. It's so frustrating because I've never been able to grow up or be a person. I've just always been this kid that's not allowed to go do things. So yeah, I risked everyone's life so I could maybe have a normal life.
Excuse me, what's normal?
Being an adult at the age of 80 years old.
Fair. But do you really want a normal life?
I wouldn't want to be a kid though, Nix, for my entire life.
I get it, but never mind.
No,
I continue cleaning.
Go for it. We're talking right now. We're making this happen. Let's make this happen. We got a universe to save. Like, if you're still on board with that, now is the time to talk.
I mean, I've technically got all the time in the world, so it can wait. And if the universe ends before I solve my problem, then, you know, I'll have never solved it initially.
I continue cleaning.
All right. Well, I have work for us to do. I have been places and done things. I've gotten a bunch of material components in order to help you to attempt to if we're not going to talk about this anymore. I think I can help you with your dream problems, but it'll be a process. It's a learning process.
Like what?
Well, there's a bunch of stuff. You know, I mentioned the dream totem thing. That's part of it. There's also stuff like, I got you both these, and she pulls out 2 journals and some quills and some inkwells, and it's like, what you do is you write down your dreams, and then you go back and you reread them, and like you write another down, and then you go back and reread the one before that, and so on and so forth, and you attempt to find patterns to recognize when you're dreaming and what you dream about. That way your brain can start to understand and become aware of when you are dreaming. And then there's some other stuff that I thought we could try, like checking reality every now and then, and just doing that repeatedly, even when you're not dreaming. That way, when you are dreaming, it's a very normal thing to check reality. And it would go kind of like, I don't know, like when you're not sleeping to touch your finger to your hand and try to make your finger go through your hand with the expectation that it'll work. And obviously it's not going to work in real life. But in a dream, if you continue to have that expectation and train your brain to have that expectation, then in the dream, your finger will go through your hand. And then there's other stuff like reading in dreams is difficult. So if you have your dream journal on you all the time, you might be able to use that as the totem. Pull it out, try to read it, look away, go back, see if the words are the same. Stuff like that.
I stop scrubbing the floor and look up at you and I say, why would I want to put my finger through my hand?
It's not about what you want to do, it's a tool.
Right.
To see if you're dreaming or not.
Okay.
And then whenever you do it after you're done, both in reality and in the dream, you ask yourself, am I dreaming? And then if you are dreaming at that point, you'll become lucid. And then you'll have control over your own dream.
Colias is just sitting there like,
Yeah, Nick starts doing that.
Good. Are you dreaming? Ask yourself, are you dreaming?
welcome to my lucid dreaming seminar.
Yeah. So we spend like an hour doing that, right?
Well, no, you just, like, every once in a while, if we're walking through a city or something, you just check. Just whenever you can.
Oh.
Whenever you can remember to do it, just check.
Right. Okay. I continue scrubbing.
So Colias Arphef leans towards you. You're how old again?
82.
82. But you're still a kid among my people.
If only I was one of your people, it would have been normal.
So, I mean, what's it like? I mean, I was a kid once myself, but...
Well, she kind of mulls it over. Nobody treats you seriously. Nobody lets you into anywhere. Everyone's suspicious of you. Everyone thinks you're lost.
I kind of get that, actually.
I couldn't imagine why.
I'm really sorry, Colias.
Thank you.
I'm sorry if I ever made you feel like a kid, I guess.
Yeah, everybody does it.
Hey now.
I told you I knew you weren't a kid.
And that scared me beyond belief.
I
I
finally
know.
look at you and I say, Colias, if I know, well, if anybody knows about hiding behind a face, it's me.
Well, I'm glad to have such experienced companions.
I mean, I don't like the way you did it. But I kind of understand.
I do too. For if that wasn't like properly communicated earlier, like there's no beef here.
Good. And with that, Colias is just gonna remove herself from the room. She's gonna step out, just kind of overwhelmed with like that whole situation.
I shouldn't open my mouth. I was debating whether or not I should, but you were saying that you accept her, so I was thinking, but no, it didn't work out like that.
Arphef just sort of shrugs his shoulders, like, this whole place is still strange to me, and I don't know how to react to anything.
I think you've been doing great. You're doing fantastic. What you do is you put one foot in front of the other and you keep moving. Always.
I hope Kahareth's okay.
Yeah, me too. I thought he'd be back by now.
Why would he come back here? He told me to leave.
Well, temporarily maybe. I mean, people need their space sometimes. It doesn't mean you stay away. Yeah, you gotta go back and check on him.
What did he say to you?
Well, he said he didn't know who we could trust, or if we could trust any of us, or who we were. And I said I was the same person I always was. And he said he wanted to have some alone time, so I left him alone, and I came back here. And then I told that asshole to go fuck himself. And then you were here! And I have so much blood to clean up, oh my god.
Yeah, we'll help.
Should I go get Colias, or...
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, she might need her space too. Just make sure that she doesn't go too far, because that freak is still out there. And
Well, you
she's got it.
know what? She's her own person, right?
So I keep saying.
Get a rag. He sort of smiles and gets down on the floor and starts to scrub.
Thanks.
So the three of them begin to clean up the carnage. And Colias has exited the room. I think we'll take a little break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and then we'll go ahead and finish up for this evening. So stick around, and we'll be right back. Okay, so Colias. Unable to process your thoughts, you've removed yourself from the room. Guess you're standing in this stairwell now, by yourself. You can hear them talking, muffled behind you. Sound of scrubbing on the floor. And small clatter below you of the inn itself. People are being served, or food's being prepared, drinks being handed out. But I guess this is the most quiet you've had to yourself for a little while. What are you doing out here?
Is there a tailor nearby?
A tailor. Yeah.
Colias is gonna go to the tailor.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want to roleplay this out, but I'm tired of ruining dresses. I'm going to buy pants.
Okay.
Pants with pockets, damn it.
Pants with pockets. Okay. Do you want to roleplay this out, or you just want to buy some pants?
Just give me some pants, man.
Okay.
We don't have to roleplay pants.
I just didn't know if you may go into another character tonight or not. Easy enough to find. It maybe cost you a common. That's nothing extravagant. Depending on how luxurious you want these pants to be.
I want good old functional pants.
Okay.
You know.
So you find you a pair of berry blue jeans and put them on. And okay. Anything else you'd like to peruse for?
I guess that'd be it. And Colias will take her time sort of meandering back towards the inn. Probably grabbing a bucket from the inn to maybe help clean up the rest of that blood.
Okay. All right, Kahareth. Making your way back to the hive. See a couple of your buddies just outside of your little outpost there. God, what the hell were their names? You probably know.
There was their shortened names were Lou and Gil.
Lou and Gil, correct. Who look like they've pulled guard duty for once. Perhaps they fumbled on something, but looking quite displeased, quite bored, but seem to be standing outside the tent for this time, perking up as they see you. Do you wish to say anything to them? Move on inside?
Fellas, is Dr. Jeremiah in?
Yeah. Head on in.
That's exactly what I'll do.
So you're going back to the crazy doctor? Just the crazy doctor you guys dropped the corpse off to before? Or is this a different one?
The doctor was Kierkegaard.
Kierkegaard, that's right.
Jeremiah is the guy that Kahareth reports to.
Correct. My apologies. Too many characters in this story. And I'm not Mercer. I can't remember them all. Jeremiah, who's got the large desk with the map of Sigil out before him, sort of looking over the day's reports. His eyes strained as he's... sort of looks up at you bleary-eyed as you walk in and stands up. Oh, Kahareth. It's been some time. Anything new to report?
Yes, sir. I did want to report I have made some progress on the investigation. I apologize for not returning sooner, but we have the uh, the group I have put together. We have all been pursued by these creatures, and we've had to deal with them at every turn. We've eliminated all but one of them, who is still on the run. I believe we will have that one destroyed in time. But to the matter at hand, regarding these mysterious deaths, I believe, in fact, that these folks who are dying may not, in fact, be dying, but maybe just appearing dead for a period of time. It may be the work of the Transcendent Order. I don't know to what end. But some of the folks who have passed and returned have come back with these symbols on them, and we believe that these symbols are indicative of what happens to them after they are taken to the mortuary. So it is my belief that were one to be presented to the mortuary as appearing dead, but not actually dead, such a person would then be sent to wherever all these not dead people are going, and that is where the next clue in this case could be found. I've made arrangements with some folks back at the barracks to make me appear just like one of these folks who are dead but not dead. So it is my intent to do just that, with your permission, of course, sir.
That's a lot of risk, Kahareth. He's going to back you up. I mean, you're just going to go into mortuary by yourself?
That is the plan, sir. My intent is to leave all of my gear here so I don't appear as a harmonium agent, as I have already been inside as I am. So this is, I believe, the next thing necessary to get to the bottom of this.
You know you might not make it back out, right? I mean, you're going in with nothing, with no plan of escape, with no help.
Sir, I am aware of the consequences and the risks. There are folks who have returned, so I believe that I will not face anything that I cannot handle, so long as I don't try to eliminate all the threats, as it were, to just on a fact-finding mission. I think I'll be all right.
Very well, Kahareth. He sort of just shrugs his shoulders and sits down. I understand. Just, I hope to see you back out here.
I just need a win, sir.
All right. Well, I suppose when we get the orders, we'll contact you and we'll go forward with this. Where are you going to stay at? Are you going to stay here?
Yep, I'll remain here. Like I said, I've made arrangements with folks back at the headquarters, and I expect that they will be either sending a message or sending a person. I'm not exactly sure what they were going to do, but the idea is to make it look like I am one of these random deaths. So that's the plan anyway.
All right then. Well, just sort of shakes his head, thinking about the whole matter. You can tell very uneasy of the consequences of what could happen. A little befuddled by your intensity towards it. You can tell he's questioning why you're so gung-ho for it. But he just sort of finally gives up on the whole idea and leans back, looks at you. Well, make yourself at home. I'm sure they've got something cooking in the back if you want something to eat. I don't know when the orders will get here, but when they do, as I said, we'll get a hold of you.
Thank you, sir. And I will go get some grub.
Okay. All right, for the rest of you, upstairs cleaning up blood.
Good.
Colias walking in with a new pair of pants and a bucket of water, apparently.
I brought you guys some fresh water to help with the cleanup.
Oh, thank you. It's we're almost out of clean water. It's all pretty gross now. Thank you.
You're welcome. And with that, she'll take. I guess, did you guys have like another bucket receptacle?
Yeah.
I would presume, yeah. She'll take the other one out to go dump it, refill it with fresh water.
I was just gonna dump it out the window. That's
Oh.
cool. Fine.
Say,
They'll probably happy about that.
before we erase all of the evidence, there's a bit of a trail going on. I think if y'all are good here, I might see how far I can get with it.
Sure, just be careful. Be ready, because he's fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Got the jump on me, so.
I'll run really fast.
Okay, I'm going to try to follow what remains of this trail.
Mm-hmm.
Go and give me, I guess, perception or survival, or investigation or survival, whichever would be better for you in this instance.
I'm pretty good with survival, so we'll go with that. That's a 22.
22. You follow it down the steps, and down into the main common room, which you're assuming he probably took some other form before he came down here. The way that the footsteps move, he's not being sneaky, he's not being careful, he's just walking through the center of it. And given what you've known about him from what Nyx has told you, doesn't look like he had any concern as he was passing through here. You follow it out, just the front entrance actually, and it starts to get cold from that point. The amount of blood seems to have starting to wear off his shoes at this point. Enough to where, though, you can see that he had turned just left out of this door, heading deeper into the hive. You can give me another survival check if you'd like to see how far you can really take this. The trail's very cold, though. Be a very high DC.
Nope, 12.
12. With your 12, you do manage to follow it for at least another good 300 yards. You're very well versed in these sort of things. But even your skills seem to dissipate as a little bit of water that's on the road, or where he stepped may have been refuse or something that had been cleaned up at some point. You've just lost the trail.
Okay. Is there anything around that looks like within a couple of tens of yards would be interesting to this?
Where you're at, there is a multitude of abandoned houses. all in varying states of decay. So nothing like particular. I mean, they all could be safe houses for all you know.
All right. I'm going to blow a spell slot in order to use my primeval awareness,
Okay.
and I will look for signs of aberrational influence in the area.
Within 1 mile of you. Or within 6 miles of your favorite terrain. What is your favorite terrain?
I don't have that. I'm doing the UA stuff.
Oh, correct. Gotcha.
Instead, I have favorite bow.
Gotcha. Within 1 mile of you. Within 1 mile of you, there is the presence of aberration.
Oh, man. Oh. Okay. All right. I'm going to go into stealth mode and try to hunt it down.
Okay. This spell lasts for 1 minute per spell slot. And what level is that cast at?
One.
None.
1 minute.
Okay, so you have a minute. So
If I can just close that target.
Okay. So your senses lock in. Head snaps to one side as you pinpoint the exact direction. And almost blindly, your feet begin to carry you. That sense taking over. All those years of training, guiding your footsteps. Before long, you find yourself before an old, beaten-down structure. And while you look up into the rafters of it, because the entire floor is almost decayed from underneath of it, you don't necessarily see the creature, but you definitely feel his presence very close by. And even from here, there's that smell of refuse that's always constant within the hive. But you can smell decay. And not of like... It's not like wetness of wood or fungus, or it's definitely flesh.
Okay. I'm going to move very carefully and very quietly as I attempt to wander around the building looking for a window or a broken wooden slat or something that I can peek into.
There are several windows up on the second floor of this building, and other buildings around it that you could easily get up into. If you wish to try to get to an elevated spot to take a look inside, you're more than welcome to try.
That sounds good. I'll not climb up right on the building. I'll climb on a neighboring building.
Okay. Sure. So go ahead and give me acrobatics, athletics. It won't be a very high DC.
Is this to climb? Because I
Yes.
have the roving feature, which
Okay.
allows me to have a climb speed equal to walking.
Okay. So, sure, you have no issues climbing up the side of the structure. How stealthy you want to be, though, might be another issue entirely.
Yeah. I agree with that. Oh no, I
9.
tripped. I got a 9.
Not necessarily a bad thing, don't worry. So the structures, as I said, around here are fairly worn. So there's some creaking boards, there's some loose tiles that sit on top of the structure that you might kick a little bit and they might slide. But we'll see if you are noticed. Okay. You move closer to the edge and are peering down into one of these windows. And
Wait. If I am aware that I'm making noise, I don't think that I am going to stick around to see what's up with the inside, because we can come back and we can find the evidence of what has been going on in there if we need to. I told my friends that I will not put myself at risk, So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to split the party anymore. I'm not going to make myself easy for them to get. I'm going to go back and tell them what I found at this point.
Okay. So you are aware that you are making some noise. You don't know if it's enough to really alert the creature.
Any is enough.
But if you feel that uncomfortable about it, you begin to back off from the side.
I saw that blood pool.
Yeah. That was a cool roll. Okay. So you're beginning to back away from it, making your way to the other side where you'd climbed up at before. And what you see as you're moving back, you see the quick splatter of crimson fluid splash against the window itself, and a pair of lungs sliding themselves down the edge of the window.
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
And move your way back down the side of the building away from the scene.
As I'm running back, I'm just like, fuck. What the fuck?
This is why you should not engage.
And make your way back. You all are still cleaning. Have any conversations of interest while they're gone? Or while she's gone?
Colias
Okay.
is just gonna kind of assist in the cleaning, but also like keep her hands visible and her distance, to try and to appear as trustworthy as possible.
I'm essentially just going to stay quiet. Continue working. It's a big mess.
So for about half an hour, there's this awkward silence between the three of you as you just continue to clean at the room. And I'm just imagining Ilya's rushing up into there, just probably drenched in sweat and breathing heavily.
Ooh, found him, I think. Pretty sure. Very sure, in fact. No, I definitely found him. Lungs.
Are you okay?
Fine. Everything's fine. I don't think that he followed me back or saw me or anything. He seemed pretty preoccupied with tearing someone apart in the most visceral way.
Oh.
It's almost poetic. Just
Maybe
Anywho.
he's a bard. All right. Well, this is almost clean. And then we should probably never come back here again. I should probably pay off my rent for the rest of the month and say that I'm done.
Where are you gonna go?
You know, that's a really damn good question. I might just have to take another identity and try to find a new job somewhere with a house. I can't walk around like this.
Have you thought about joining one of the factions?
Yes. No.
Okay.
I mean, between telling stories, playing, and stealing, I get by.
Okay. It is an idea.
Though, frankly, I'm starting to wonder if that's really necessary, because we're probably gonna die, or whatever's worse.
Well, I mean, with that
I'm sure
attitude.
there's plenty of worse things, but I mean, everyone's gonna die eventually, right?
Ha.
Sorry.
Colias just kind of scrubs a little harder at that one spot on the floor, now attempting to damage the floor secretly.
Don't
Maybe
worry,
ever so
Colias.
slightly.
I'm sure eventually you'll piss someone off powerful enough to kill you.
That is a sentiment.
I'll probably do the same. I might have already have. That'll be fun.
Oh, someone will kill you, not you're not gonna kill me. Okay. All right. That's good. It's good to know.
You know, I'm not actually a violent person. I'm really good at killing things, but that's not really my bag. I just kind of want to survive, you know? I don't really need much.
Well, you want to, I don't know, this may be, I'll ask you if you want to know what the Giths say about, I guess, where you're at right now. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
So, the Githzerai are these people that are incredibly ancient, more ancient than anything that you've ever known or seen around here. They came from an origin of hardships and slavery and terror and turmoil, unending. But they endured it, and through the endurance of it, they grew strong enough to be able to take their freedom. And the lesson goes that life is very difficult. It will never stop being difficult. But every time you climb another mountain, you are better than that mountain that you just climbed, and you're better for it. And you are capable then of climbing a bigger mountain. And you just keep going, and then when you look back on it all, and you're standing on that tallest peak, and you see all the mountains that you've climbed, in retrospect, because of where you are then, they seem much, much smaller. And it's something that they celebrate. Food for thought. Struggles don't need to be sorrowful experiences. If you choose not to. If you can choose not to. I mean, I don't know how your feelings work, obviously. Words.
Well, you know, I mean, what's climbing a mountain by yourself?
Or do you... I'm here. Arphef's here. Colias is here.
Yeah, I'm
Kahareth will be
actually
here soon.
kind of confused about that. I mean, you don't really need me to finish this, do you? Obviously, I'm not strong enough to go up against that guy.
Individually, sometimes, yes, we are not as strong as our enemy, but that's why it's good to have people. But, I mean, you're free to go if you want. I understand the immensity of this task. I've considered it myself, to be honest, when we were starting out. I was like, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? This is not the way of survival. But since then, I've like, even if you do go away, I would still like to know you. So I hope you say hi sometimes.
If it's any... Oh, sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. Go. You
If
do.
it's any consolation, you are, like, the best at healing spells.
Yeah, I don't actually know any healing spells.
Oh, shoot. Who was that? Oh, shit. Oh no. I'm not
I
even-
mean, I'll take the credit, but we can pretend. We can pretend I can heal you.
Well, I mean, there's something to that. We would all be dead if it wasn't for you. I mean, that's a real thing. That happened.
I'm not entirely sure about that. But okay.
We were all dying on the ground, and you were apparently the last one standing. And you helped us, I think. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I can connect the dots.
I mean, I gave Arphef a potion, but he did the rest, really.
You had to do that to Arphef first in order for him to do anything.
Okay,
You're not
fair.
giving yourself enough credit for that.
All right. So, what do we do? What are we doing?
Well, reality check. Everybody touch your hands. Ask yourself if you're dreaming. Good. Excellent. No, Colias. Like this. With the intent to poke through your hand. Like, you can poke through your hand. You know it.
My nail's actually really sharp. That kind of hurt.
Oh, don't poke yourself too hard. You don't have to do it that hard. Don't draw any blood or anything. Don't want you to hurt yourself. Your nail will
Like,
also go through your hand in the dream, so it'll be fine.
I think I've lost enough blood today.
Yeah. Agreed.
I would like to go find Kahareth.
Oh, you should definitely do that.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And
We should probably go with you.
that sounds like a good idea. All right.
Then
I didn't expect everyone to be, backing me on this one, but all right.
I mean, unless you feel like you want to go by yourself, I don't want to impose upon you.
I think that's a bad idea. And I will die.
So I also kind of worry that Kahareth needs more time, but also he could get himself in a lot of trouble.
I also feel like if I just explain why, he may have an easier time.
Yeah, it's a start.
Probably.
All right, so that's what we're doing. Anybody have any ideas about where he could have gone? Do you want me to just check all the harmonium art outposts from here to Ladies' Ward?
Well,
Words.
if I know Kahareth at all, which I know him relatively well, I would think he'd probably go where he felt safest, back to his home base.
Which one was that?
I don't remember which one it's called, but I know the way.
Okay, awesome. Lead on.
All right. And I grab the bucket of watery blood and start making my way down the stairs.
Okay.
Actually, before I do that, I pack up my very few belongings and I'm essentially moving out right now.
Okay.
Nick's is fucking paranoid. Good job, everybody. The face of the day is going to be essentially the same face that I had when I came. Nope. I have to talk to them as Tabitha. I'm going to go back as Tabitha. Feeling very uncomfortable now in this face.
That's interesting. Okay. So going up to the bar owner, whatever you want to call it, tavern owner, who just stand there washing the tankard as he does.
First, I will go around to where I can dispose of the water and do so, and then I will drop the bucket nearby. Say, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Moving out now. Found another place. What do I owe you for the rest of the time that I was here?
Let's see. Prorated. About 15 commons.
All right. I dig through my coin purse and hand over 15 commons. Thank you.
And the key?
Oh, yeah, here. I hand it over.
Sort of slides it into a pocket there. It's stained with all manner of nothing anybody wants to know about. And you all are moving on, I suppose.
Yep.
Turning your back to Nyx's former home. Kind of sad. And you all are headed to the nearest outpost, is that correct?
I would be going to Kahareth's home outpost, the one that he normally dorms at.
Okay. So you all take to the streets of Sigil once more. And say by this point, we've had a good amount of time pass, so I would think that anti-peak would be getting very close by. So that first loss of light, as the artificial light from Sigil begins to fade and nighttime begins to slowly descend upon the city proper. And you all make your way back. Once again, I think you've all been here at one point, have you not? Maybe I haven't. Maybe it's just Kahareth that's been here. Or maybe Colias was with him, one of the two. Anywho, you make your way to the main outpost here, in the Hive Ward. And what you see once you approach is a body being taken from the tent on a, looks like a makeshift sort of stretcher deal. And even from here, it's not hard to see that it appears to be Kahareth himself. And there's a white cloth over top of him. His face looks pale, as if the pallor of death has taken it over. It seems a procession of a couple of guards are slowly moving from the structure itself.
As I'm leading them up to the outpost, my pace slows, and I don't really say anything, but I just look very upset.
I'll just, after my friggin' experience with time slowing as I realize who that is, I'm gonna run full pelt at the people carrying the stretcher and just be like, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened?
Colias just turns white as a sheet and just stops dead in her tracks, watching all this go down.
Okay. So, Colias collapses to her knees. Tabitha, or Nyx, whichever one to be called today, I suppose, since you're wearing the skin, slows in pace as Ilya takes off down the streets towards this procession, screaming at the top of her lungs. And the two men that are carrying the body of Kahareth slow and look across back behind them at the group. I think really of any place tonight, that's probably a good place to end. Right? So,
Yeah, I guess so.
since my understanding is correct, we won't have our normal route next week. Because Aras and Casey and Karl were off doing other things, cool things. We might be doing something else, me and Jeff and MK. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll let you know. But anyway, let's just do that fun thing where we go around the table and tell everybody who you are and what you got going on, where we can find you at, and anything you enjoyed tonight or disliked or whatever. Go for it.
I'm Casey H on social media. Besides here and now, you can also find me over on the Open for Adventure channel. Tomorrow morning, specifically, that's Saturdays at 10 a.m. EST, 11 CST, playing the Half-Rate Heroes game with Karl. And I liked a lot of parts about tonight, always do. The things that stick out are the the scene where the lungs splatter against the window. It was very in my head and vivid. And of course, Nyx just telling that guy to fuck right off every single time. That was definitely awesome. And that's me.
Hi, I'm Karl, and I am not muted. I play with Casey also on Open for Adventure, and just to reverse that time zone situation, we will be 10 Central, 11 Eastern tomorrow morning, usually Saturday mornings. Also, occasionally on Wednesday nights, where we're playing a campaign with a newer DM, and we're low level, and the campaign just gotten started. But we're on a mini break, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Done. My favorite part tonight was Josh's portrayal of Faith, who is the wife of the head of the Harmonium. She's also the religious leader of the Harmonium, and Josh, I thought, did a terrific job of imparting the wisdom of such a high-ranking priest. I personally don't know much about St. Cuthbert, but I thought the advice was great. And that's me done.
It's okay. I played like what, an 8-month game of Greyhawk, and I still don't know anything about St. Cuthbert. Anyway, MK, go ahead.
I'm MK, also known as Music Combat on Twitter. I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/MKisthebest. I stream VR on Thursdays. Usually stream on, well, let me say the days in order so people don't get confused. Stream on Saturdays with my brother. We're playing a game. My brain has been replaced with cheesy bread tonight. And we're going to be playing Morrowind as well. Stream Saturdays, usually Wednesdays and Thursdays. Those are the days you can count on me. So yeah, go ahead and give me a fall.
Hello, I'm Aras. I make stuff. I play a lot of RPGs. You can find all the shit at arasavad.com. Twitter is where all of my stuff gets dumped onto on a daily basis, and that is Aras_Savad. On Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, you can find me on Open for Adventure as well, playing a homebrew 5e campaign. On Tuesday, you can find me on Little Red Dot's channel for the for the premiere of North Sea Epilogue's game Heim. The cast is fantastic. It's an all-female Viking cast. It's going to be great. Thursdays is Space Day. I get to play Void, a Coriolis campaign at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Unmade Gaming's channel, where I play a sarcastic bitch and I love her. Anyways, my favorite part of today was seeing how Kahareth came up with that plan and was just completely like, yep, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it alone. Yep. I know. Yeah, it's risky. That's fine. I'm still gonna do it. I absolutely love that. So thank you.
Oh, does it come to me now?
Yep, your turn.
Wonderful. I have been Saevrick. I've been your dungeon master and your best friend this evening. Gosh, man, best parts. God, there's a lot of good parts. I like the whole lucid dreaming info dump there. I liked Colias going off to buy a new pair of pants. I don't know why. I thought that was very endearing. Sort of breaking that mold of I'm not the little girl anymore. I like Kahareth's little whole thing of test of his faith. I mean, that's something that's very prevalent in my mind. It's something I've been thinking of for probably the last week now. And of course, telling off the regret monster, that was always a classic thing. Gave you a couple chances, but after about probably the second one, he's like, yeah, this thing is probably not going to take it much longer. So that was good. That was fun. Gosh, what do I got going on? I got this going on Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think we're still going to be playing Sunday over on Little Red Dot's channel at 4 p.m. That's Dragon Age Vengeance. That's with me and Jessica Osborne and Pro Restarter and me and Little Red Dot and Timbraeus. It's a lot of fun. It's a short series, so if you'd like to go check it out, there's only a couple of them we've done so far. If you want to get caught up on it, it's gonna be pretty cool little game got going on. And gosh, what else? Wednesday over on Wandering DM, I'm going to be on Chris Greer's show. God, what the hell is it called? I don't know how to pronounce it. Stranded House. It's very German. Basically, I'll be taking Goliath on a little show, and they're going to be doing a reading for him, asking him very personal questions, and he's going to get some personal things answered. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about Goliath and his motivations, by all means, go check that out. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll let you know about next week, or what we're doing here, if we're doing anything here. I don't know. I don't feel like it. Otherwise, anything else you guys got to say before we let y'all go? No? Anybody streaming right now? We can go raid or something? Let's look here. Got Thread Raiders who are doing a charity event right now for Flint. You can check them out if you'd like to.
Ooh, that's a good one.
We can go do that. So we'll send y'all over there. If you guys like to hold on for a little bit and go give them love and let them know who sent you. Appreciate it. Otherwise, I guess we'll see you around the interwebs or here next week. So thanks, and MK.
Oh, bye-bye.
See you later.